Now let's pick back up where you left off. You end up in Atlanta, applying for jobs. And when you applied in Chattanooga, Channel 3 and Channel 9 called back at the same time, basically?
So what happened was, I told the news director at Channel 3, I'm going to be in town for the weekend. Didn't tell him why. Going to be in town for the weekend. I'd love if we could sit down and have an informational interview. Love to just bring you my tape so you can critique it. Right. So they agreed. So I went in and they gave me my critique. And they said, yeah, you're close, but you're not ready yet. Because at that point, so this is the mid-2000s, right? And in the mid-2000s, TV was different than it is now. Like, you couldn't just get a job. Like, nowadays, you could be 25 working in Atlanta. You can work anywhere. Back then, like, Chattanooga was a mid-sized market. There's 200 TV markets. Chattanooga's 89. So they were like, you need to start smaller. So anyway, so I leave that interview with Channel 3, and then I email the news director at Channel 9, who I'm still close with. His name's Tom Henderson. And I emailed him and I said, I just finished an interview at Channel 3.
You told him?
Yeah, I said, I just finished an interview at Channel 3. Didn't tell him that it was something that I talked myself into and that it was informational. I just said, I just finished an interview at Channel 3. I applied to your station as well. I'd love to hear any feedback from you. And don't you know, that man hadn't called me, emailed me, or anything. As soon as I said I interviewed at Channel 3, he immediately replied.
Call right back.
Said, when can you interview? And then he made me an offer. So, yeah. So then that's how I wanted to.
Channel 9 offer was better than the Channel 3 offer.
Channel 3 told me I wasn't ready, but I didn't tell Channel 9 that. You know, he said, yeah, you need to go to a smaller market. You're not ready yet. But I emailed Channel 9 and said, I just left an interview with Channel 3. I didn't tell them what happened in it, just that I just left one. But that's all that they needed, because those two stations are so competitive that you don't want to lose anything to the other one. So the idea that Channel 3 might be getting some, diamond in the rough, some gem, he picked me up. So I told him after, like long after, that I hustled my way into that job. But I hustled my way into it. But then I went and I worked really hard. So it was a good move. I was ready.
You know what's funny about you saying that those two stations are competitive? How I first built a relationship with the news stations was I shot a video called Crying Out Tears. It was in memory of one of my friends that passed.
Yeah.
I knew Lydia Clue from Channel 3. That was a close friend. And I knew her. And I knew a few more. I knew Matt Barber from Channel 3. I knew a few more people. They came out and covered me for that video right there. Channel 3 did. That's it. Next time I did a video called Want to Make a Change. Channel 3 came. It was in 2014. It was about all the murders that had happened in 2013. So Channel 3 came out to cover that. Out of nowhere, 2 Channel 9 reps showed up. I didn't call them. They got one from Channel 3 was there, and it was Anna Lawrence from Channel 9. She showed up there.
But they had to go show up.
Right. I didn't call. They came because Channel 3 was out there, and Channel 3 had covered me previously before and got a big story. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh, okay, I see what's going on now.
Yeah, that's how it goes. And Lydia used to be at my station when I first got there. She was there, and she'd been there for a while. So, because Lydia was on air at 9, and then anyway, she went across the street. So there's a lot of that. There's a lot of that.
I figured it out once I got, I didn't know the news station was basically like the music industry, so I mean,